It's midnight. The headlines on BBC News 24. No going back. The Chancellor resists calls for a U-turn on the 10p tax rate. A decade battling bulimia. John Prescott confirms he suffered from the eating disorder and is now advising others to seek help.
But you need to take medical advice. You do have to get over that. And that's why I want to say to millions of people, do take advice. It can help, and it can help you out of a lot of misery that you suffer in silence.
Zimbabwe's opposition, the MDC, says the country is now in a state of undeclared war after last month's disputed elections. The Ministry of Defence defends its decision to let Prince William land a Chinook at his girlfriend's home. Hello, welcome. The government has defended its decision to scrap the 10p rate of income tax, with the Chancellor insisting that there'll be no U-turn. Alistair Darling did, however, hint that there may be measures to come that would soften the blow. The row looks set to continue this week, with MPs returning to work from their Easter break. Here's James Hardy.
To get the local news where you are, don't go away.
Hello, a very good morning. You're watching BBC News with Carrie Gracie and Simon McCoy.
We've got a new studio, new look, new name, and coming up this morning we'll also have the latest, of course, on the top stories, including the Bank of England's £50 billion plan to restore confidence to financial markets.
Plus, we'll be finding out how a scheme to crack down on passport cheats has failed to catch a single fraudster.
And why Britain's honeybees could be threatened with extinction. First, though, a look at the front pages of this morning's papers.
Starting with the Daily Telegraph, which leads with our main story this morning, and the Chancellor Alistair Darling unveiling an unprecedented scheme to offer £50 billion.
Can we stop having these top-down, ministerial-driven reforms to the health service, and actually we ought to do more to trust the professionals and let them drive the reform process?
David Cameron, it's good to see you, the first guest on the BBC News channel.
Well, it's very nice to be in this new studio. It's a bit Spartan in here, but I'm sure it'll warm up over time.
We do our best to try and warm up.
We'll make a mess of it very shortly.
We'll cut that out later. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Good to see you.
Now it's time to go back to the money story, down to the stock exchange, hear what Declan's got to say about it all. Declan, could you hear David Cameron there?
I did hear him, and I did hear what he said about the need to make sure that this is...
9. These are the headlines from BBC News. The Bank of England offers a £50 billion lifeline for struggling banks to try and offset the effects of the credit crisis.
Gordon Brown may face a backbench rebellion over the scrapping of the 10p rate of income tax as MPs return to Westminster today.
The NHS is being urged to make greater use of a new treatment to prevent blood clots, which campaigners say could save thousands of lives each year.
Time to catch up with all the sport now. Here's Selina.
Thank you. Hello.
This is BBC News, the headlines at 9 o'clock. A £50 billion injection of cash from the Bank of England to help offset the credit crisis.
Gordon Brown may feel the heat over the end of the 10p tax ban as Labour MPs return to the Commons.
A new drug that could stop thousands dying from blood clots after hospital operations.
And combating internet child sex abuse, police report a 300% increase in arrests.
Also coming up, some stinging news for the honeybee, the disease that experts fear could wipe out the insect within 10 years.
Buffy Waff! Buffy Waffy Wim Wham! Wim Wham! Buffy Waff! Waff Waff! Whiffy Waffy Wafta!
And Harry Hill leads the laughter at the TV BAFTAs.
Hello, good morning. The Bank of England is announcing plans this morning for what's being seen as the most ambitious attempt of any central bank to restore confidence in the financial markets.
£50 billion of government bonds are being offered to banks in exchange for their mortgage debts. It's believed more money could be made available later if necessary. Well, Declan is at the London Stock Exchange for us this morning. Declan, give us more.
The news is just coming through on the Bank of England website as I speak to you, and it is exactly as we had expected. It is a £50 billion lifeline for the high street banks. They will be allowed to swap their existing mortgage debt, which is of uncertain value in the money markets, for rock-solid government loans, which will initially be for a period of 1 year, but can be renewed for up to 3 years if necessary. The risk of losses if the mortgage-backed loans that are being swapped were to fall further in value, the risk for that, it says here, will remain with the bank.